بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. waxaan ku salaamayaa salaanta islaamka mahadoo dhan ilaahay ay sugnaatay. Greeting of peace. Today I would like to discuss with you the challenges the Somali diaspora is facing and the way forward. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to thank the people who organized this great event. I would also like to extend our thanks to host government, the Republic of Rwanda. I would also like to thank the Office of Diaspora Affairs, the Ministry of Federal Republic of Somalia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to be here today to discuss with you the role the Somali diaspora and the challenges the Somali diaspora is facing and the way forward. Let me begin the challenges first, because I know many of you here, there is a lot of challenges and everyone can come up many of them. But I will just summarize 3 things that I put together today that I would like to share with you. One is trust deficit. The other one is I call divisive clan politics. And the last one I will be talking about is lack of political will. Let me begin first the trust deficit. Why the Somalis, whether they are in the diaspora and also in the back home, why we don't trust each other. So that's the thing we need to discuss about it, trust deficit, and how we can overcome the trust deficit so that we can all build a great Somali that we can all be proud of. If we don't know where we came from, we will never know where we're heading. So it's a very, very important and it's very critical at this critical moment of Somalia that we should all know that where we came from, so we can all chart a path of better future for all Somalis. As many of you know, Somalia has been devastated by the civil war. That caused millions of 2 to 3 million Somalis fled the country and scattered around the world. And there is a huge mistrust because those who left the countries are still have these wounds that they carry on. And there has never been in Somalia a deep and genuine reconciliation. And the way when I'm talking about today, the challenge of trust deficit, the way we want to come up, unless we acknowledge as Somalis, as a brothers and sisters, and we begin this in the diaspora, that's very important. Let's not forget this. The clan politics, those who left in the diaspora even, they never relinquished. Even the diaspora, they never relinquished their bias towards the other clans. So we all, even the diaspora, we have a problem. So if you don't acknowledge that there is a trust deficit Somalis, and a way we can all come together and face the reality, we will never get ahead. So Somalia, the first thing when I talk about trust deficit, the way we can come forward, we can overcome is if we have a genuine reconciliation as all of us. And we can all start in the diaspora, in UK, Minneapolis, Minnesota, every other way in diaspora, and in the back home. This will cause us, we can all have a country that we can all proud. So trust deficit. The next things we want to talk about the lack of political will. You know, America, there is a great president that I used to really admire and respect, Teddy Roosevelt. He used to say that the credit belongs to those in the arena, the credit. If you're not in the arena, that means that if you're not inside and really fighting the hard fight, you know, that if you wanna be in Somalia and shape the country's future, you must be inside the arena. So in the diaspora, if we all sit around our comfortable lives in the West, or anywhere that we are all safe and we have all our families, and we're not in the arena, as Teddy Roosevelt said, that we're not in the arena, we're not shaping the future of Somalia, the Somalia will continue to deteriorate, and that we're all facing a problem. So we must, all of us here, we have an obligation as citizens of Somalia, that we all of us must go back our countries and reshape and fought the hard fight. So let's talk about the lack of political will and the insecurity. There's always insecurity. So So I want to talk about, for example, as you know that I'm a deputy director of a global Somali diaspora. Many of you know here, you say that, what is a global Somali diaspora? We are an organization that mobilizes Somali communities around the world. And three things that really define us, the global Somali diaspora. And I want to here to say today publicly that we support the Office of Diaspora Affairs, and we would like to partner with them to work together, whether at the global Somali diaspora level and also inside the country, so we can harness the Somalis' talent in abroad and at home, so we can all build a better future for all Somalis. So I want to tell you, as someone who is a very executive level in the global Somali diaspora, we would like to work and have a partnership with the Office of Diaspora Affairs, so that we can have a partnership. Because each one of us has a talent, and many of us here talk about the transfer of knowledge. Somalis, unless really, I'm very mindful today why I'm here today. Why I'm in here in Kigali. I ask myself, because I was fortunate to be here last year. I cannot thank enough, really. I want to say that really, I cannot thank enough the African Union. The sacrifice they made so Somalia can stand its own feet. I know that millions of Somalis are now safe because we have a brave man and woman. First, who are Somali National Army, with the help of their African brothers and sisters, who are working day and night out so Somalia can be strong again. So we need to understand that Somalia is a country that's emerging post-conflict. There will be challenges ahead. But the challenge is always an opportunities that we need to define. And the opportunity is the talent of the diaspora. Many of you here today, we came because they think we have something to offer. They come to the challenges, they give us a subject. We gather here to discuss an issue that our country is facing, what are the needs, how we can build a diaspora that can work, Somalis at home, how we can lessen the tension between the locals. As you know, even the people in back home, Somalis, there is a tension between the local and the diaspora. So this conference is a great opportunity for us to get to know one another, to form a global diaspora level connection, to get to know and know that we can all have a shared vision. We can, as America say, that we can agree to disagree. There is no way that I, as Somali, come from and grew up as a refugee and end up in the United States of America, living the last 22 years of my life, and somebody maybe in the UK or Australia, we may have different views in how we see things. But we have a shared vision. And that is what we call Somali Nimo, the value. There's a value. The value that my father and I, all of us grew up. And that value is Somali Nimo. And what's next? Islam Nimo. These are the things that must be defined as who we are as Somalis. It's very important that we don't lose this momentum. That this country, that's landlocked, this country, almost 10 million people here. It's landlocked. There's 10 million inhabitants. The most densely populated country in Africa. As you know, Rwanda it is. They have a few resources, agriculture. But their diaspora, look what they have done. Even last year when I came back this year, I noticed many buildings has been built since I left here. So that tells you that the people here are committed. They know Rwanda is rising because these people understand that what is at stake. We Somalis, unless we understand what is at stake, the Somali itself is at stake. The country itself is at stake. And the only way the Somali, that we can rebuild that nation that we all love and share, is that we all come together as a people. I know one of us here raised some disagreements. I welcome disagreements. As a global Somali diaspora, we're not challenging any other organization. We like to work all other organizations on diaspora. We like to make sure that we like to bring all the diaspora together really. Because this is our moment. This is the time as Somalis. Whether we live in the United States or we live in the UK or we're living in Australia or anywhere in the world, in the back home, the refugees. Let's not forget our brothers and refugees. It's a time we say that this is the moment. We need to rise up because the future generation will never forgive us. The future generation will never forgive us unless we understand what is at stake. This country, we know where we have been. We are struggling. We are facing many challenges. But we also know that the talents we have as a people And I'm come here today and plead you as a brothers and sisters. We start in this room forgiveness. I forgive you. Please, let's forgive each other. And let us put us aside. Let us put aside our differences. For the sake of the love of our country and the love of God, let's come together as one Somalis and let's raise that flag, beautiful flag of the five stars, and become one Somali as a great nation again in the diaspora and their home. I thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to say a few words in my language, because as a global Somali diaspora, we need to promote and protect Somali language. So give me 2 minutes for Somali language. I want to wrap it up. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Farxada ay tahay inaan maanta idin kala soo qayb galo shirkan muhiimka oo mataqaana looga hadlayo bolisiga qurba-joogta Soomaaliyeed ee caalamka. Walaalayaal waxa weeye maxaa halkan u fadhinaa waa u jeednaa waxaan fadhinaa Kigali sababta Kigali loo keenay waxa weeye wadankan yariiska oo laan laagta dekada lahayn in uu less than 20 years uu noqdo wadanka Suuya aragteen tomorrow waa arki doontiin xataa wadooyinkeeda pathholes male xataa ma jabsana xataa tacliinta waa ku yartaa marka wadankan intay iscafiyeen dadkan huutu tusigu dhashay intay iscafiyeen oo ay ogolaadeen qofkii winnerka ahaa markuu wingareeyay inuu fahmay inuu walaalihiis kuwii laga adkaaday aysan dareemin galti uu awood qaybsi sameeyay Soomaaliya waxay u baahan tahay inaan nin qof walba gurigiisa uu ka bilaabo annaga haddaan nahay global Somali diaspora cidna kulma jirno challenge waxaan jecelnahay inaan la shaqeyno qurba-joogta dhan waxaan jecelnahay halkan walaalkeena ugu sheegaynaa xafiiska diasporada oo wasaaradda arrimaha dibadda inaan gacanteena u furan tahay in la wada shaqeynayno annagoo isticmaalayna Soomaalida community around the world ku nool awoodda qaybta annaga u leenahay waa host countries annaga Soomaalida aan meel walba joogno ma beautiful aan ka wada Minnesota ka imaado kala dad waxaan nahay active waxaan ku faraxsanahay inaan ahay ninkii ugu horeeyay oo u tartamay sanad oo wadada maanta rag maanta ku guuleystay ninkii furan aniga ahaa waxaan u furaayay waxay ahayd waxaan tusaayay mataqaana in wax walba la sameyn karo that things can be done in America laakiin macnaha opportunity America taal meel kale qurba-joogta ma taal hadalka Soomaalida waa wada jecelnahay inaan microphone-kan awooday aniga hadana min fagaarahan ahay marka waa wadi karaa all day laakiin waxa idin sheegaya mataqaana oo hadalka waa Ilaahay qof walba wuxuu siiyaa laakiin waxaan rabaa inaan fursadan qaaliga anigu waa idin cafiyay aan iscafino problemada iyo problemka hadaan isku qabno waxa weeye anigu kulay dibka dagaal sokay ma soo gaar laakiin waxaan ka wadaa inaan horta qalbi clean oo daacadnimo oo Soomaalinimo ku jirto Soomaalinimada islaamnimadaas ay ku gaareenaa ilmahayga ma doonaa aniga 4 cunug baan ilaa 3 wiil iyo gabar ma doonaa inay dhahaan aabahay waqtigii ma taqaana prime time-kiisa hadda waxay raabiyay prime time-kii wada qobar wajida ninkaasana inay dhahaan ma taqaana maxaa noo qabatay what have you done for me inaan ka jawaabudaan 20 years waxaan uga jawaabay ma aqaan marka aniga kulli as shakhsi iyo as global Somali waan naga go'an tahay inaan ummadan Soomaaliyeed inaan u adeegno ummadan Soomaaliyeed waliba aniga waa jeclaan lahaa inaan qof walba halka anoo gacmaha haysan oo aan dareemayno inaan Soomaalinimadii korna u kacday inaan walaalnimo halkan kala tagno oo aan iscafino ma taqaana oo aan isjeclaano oo walibana aan waxa muhiimadda weyn noo saaran tahay taas oo ah in wadan weyn oo Soomaaliya noo sugaayo qof walbana uu role ku leeyahay aqoonsi loo baahan yahay qaybtaada ka qaado Soomaali kulli way noo baahan tahay waxaan idinkaga mahadcelinayaa fursadan qaaliga waxaan leeyahay guuleysta wassalaamu calaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakaatuh
وما تصنطي صديق غرفة أنا واقع في صديق غرفة ما أعرف